Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore podcast, the podcast reviews of movies and talks that nerd shit. And we are back for another review as we look at Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. As always, it is the Nerd Gonna here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Brad?
What's up, Raul?
What's up?
How you
Uh,
feeling? How you doing, boo?
Good. I recovered from COVID, as you can hear in my voice. I'm good. Um, Yeah, I'm not feeling like shit anymore, but damn, I wanted to make sure I was 100% for my mom's ceremony, so I'm not going to the fucking what's it called to the festival tomorrow, so it's all good. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to catch it a third time.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing too cuz if I go and I'm like, "Oh, I come back," and I'm like I'm like, "Oh, no." Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Then I would have to miss my mom's ceremony. Like, no, I'd rather not. I'd
Yeah,
rather be
I got
100%.
a bunch of coworkers, employees they went to the parades over the weekend, and they're
Yeah.
coming down with shit. It's just like this is why I stay
Mhm.
home.
This is why you bastards need to be staying home.
Mm-hmm.
But
Ain't no
nobody
parade
ever
worth it.
wants to listen to Brad, right?
Ain't no parade worth that.
No,
No, they
sir.
just think I'm a strange guy who doesn't leave his house. It's like no.
But now you see why, right?
You see why?
I'd rather be home in podcast.
Exactly. I'm in my concrete bunker talking to my friends online. What the fuck?
Yeah. But
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
crazy. But not much going on today, man. I watched a film. I watched the movie on fucking Netflix. Um, I
What
watched
was
the
it?
movie on Netflix. It was called The Forest. My cousin was like, "Let's watch this." It's because she was
Is
watching.
that like a scary movie? Sounds like
It
a
was
scary movie.
supposed to be, bro. It ended up being shit. Um, yeah. I was like, "Damn, bro. Yeah, this.
Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah. Well, there's your review
Uh,
for The Forest, guys.
yeah." I was like, "Damn, this is what I decided to spend my time on." And but my cousin wanted to watch it, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll watch it with you." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Thanks. I'm wasting my fucking time right now." And then I watched a better movie called Decalogue 3. I'm making my way through Christoph Gizlewski's Decalogue for the channel, for my YouTube channel. You already know what's going on
Yep.
there.
All right, no.
So,
All right, no.
so what's it called? I'm getting through that, and I watched that. And I watched last week's Miss Marvel. I need to watch this week's Miss Marvel. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to today, Brad. What about you? Work?
Just work, 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 work. I'm gonna be talking to AK after this. We're gonna delve into more of my new character for his D&D campaign. So I'm gonna be on 2 D&D campaigns.
The fuck?
Well, what? So the first year, I guess the first act or whatever,
Yeah.
of Survivors of Flame.
First
So
arc.
first arc, thank you.
Yeah.
We're paused until like September.
Okay.
So AK's doing like a mini arc. Forget what the fuck it's
Okay. A
called.
filler.
Filler.
Everybody loves filler.
Everybody loves filler, Naruto style.
Yeah.
But it's different characters, different same world, different place in the world. So
Okay.
sounds really interesting. I'm gonna be playing a whole different character.
Yeah. In AK is gonna be DM.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds really cool, man. So I will. I can't wait to what's it called? See what's up with that. I'm I'm going to what's it called? I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore, man.
Words, man.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
hard.
I went not yesterday, the day before. I went to a resale shop and I found this really cool Spirited Away poster.
Dude.
It's all
Like
in
OG.
Japanese. Yeah, it's in all in Japanese too. Um, it's really cool. It's like a big ass poster I got for like $10. I
Nice.
was like, oh, this is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that was cool. I get that, but glad that your day is going well, Brad. We're here to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It took us this long, yes. I'm sorry, but we had to wait for it to hit Disney Plus for Brad's sake. Because
Because I'm not really going to the theater right now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, as long as we get them done by the end of the year, I
Yeah.
have no problem with it.
Like
Yeah,
like I would love to go see Clerks 3 in theaters, but like
yeah.
everyone's catching like COVID, so I'm just like
Fuck.
fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, I go to the theater regularly, Brad, and I didn't catch COVID at the theater. The
Okay.
minute I travel to a different state and I get home and I move in is when I catch COVID a
So
second time.
so the place I want to go for Clerks 3 is the place I usually go,
Yeah.
and that city is having a spike right now.
Oh Lord, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
I guess I could go to Cinemark or something.
yeah. Either way, what's it called? We're still hitting these reviews. As long as what's it called by the end of the year, you watch as much as you can. What's it called? Because we're gonna have to vote at the end of the year and all that stuff. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness today, and Aiden's already got some thoughts. He says, "What's it called? The
Real
movie
quick.
script is thinner than your fifth grade teacher's hairline." So without further ado, because I actually do have a lot to read now. Um, first one back after I recovered from COVID, and we already have to read a bunch. Have to read a bunch. I think it's fine because Brad had to read this much on the last one. I think
Yeah, which
so.
is weird because I don't know why
Yeah,
that one had so much. I don't really
yeah,
understand. I guess kind of understand. This is an MCU movie.
yeah. It's a big ass. What's it called? A
I guess
big
the people
fucking
people writing editing this have you know,
more. Yeah.
more to write, more
So
reason to write.
yeah. So let's get ready to do this, Brad. Without a further ado, if you have not watched Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it is available on Disney Plus. You can go ahead and watch it there. If you care about spoilers, then you don't want to listen past this point. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, like both of us, then go ahead and stick around. Either way, how this goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a five, four, three, two, one. All right, Brad. Let me play this thing again. I didn't get to play it
Spoiler
because
alert.
it doesn't play in my ears now. I don't know what happened.
It did play just now, but only once.
Yeah. All right. Well, um, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, coming from Wikipedia.com, our only source. Wikipedia.org, actually.
Oh, is it .org?
Yeah, is a
Shit.
2022 American superhero film based on on Marvel Comics featuring the character Doctor Strange, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the sequel to Doctor Strange 2016 and the 28th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU). The film was directed by Sam Raimi, written by Michael Waldron, and stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Stephen Strange alongside Elizabeth Olsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Benedict Wong, Xochitl Gomez, Michael Stuhlbarg, and Rachel McAdams. In the film, Strange protects America Chavez, played by Gomez, a teenager capable of traveling the multiverse, from Wanda Maximoff, played by Elizabeth Olsen. Doctor Strange director and co-writer Scott Derrickson had plans for a sequel by October 2016. He signed to return as director in December 2018 when Cumberbatch was confirmed to return. The film's title was announced in July 2019 along with Olsen's involvement, while Jade Haley Bartlett was hired to write the film that October. Derrickson stepped down as director in January 2020, citing creative differences. Waldron and Raimi joined the following month and started over, adding elements of the horror genre that Raimi had worked with previously and making Maximoff the villain of the film, continuing her story from the series WandaVision. Filming began in November 2020 in London and was put on hold in January 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Production resumed by March 2021 and concluded in mid April in Somerset. Where the fuck is Somerset in?
Somerset.
Oh, Southwest is a county in Southwest England. Okay. Shooting also occurred in Surrey and Los Angeles. Doctor Strange and in the Multiverse of Madness premiered at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on May 2nd, 2022, and was released in the United States on May 6th as part of Phase 4 of the MCU. The film received praise for Raimi's direction, the visuals, and Olsen's performance, while criticism was mostly directed towards the plot. It grossed over 953 million worldwide, making it the second highest grossing film of 2022. If you are wondering what is the first highest grossing film of 2022, that is Top Gun Maverick, and I fucking hate that it is. All right, Brad. The cinematography is done by John Mathieson. Edited by Bob Meraki and Tia Nolan. Music by Danny Elfman. And at a runtime, it sits at a runtime of 2 hours and 6 minutes. And of course, on a budget of $200 million, it made $953.2 million at the box office. Just a shy away from $1 billion. So, I don't know, man. I feel like you're the one who's gonna let's go dig into it a little more than I am. Do you want me to go first, Brett, or do you want to go first?
I allow you to go first,
So
or ask you to go first, not allow you.
all
Sorry.
right. So I guess before I go ahead and start this, I want to say, um, I like the movie. I'm going to say right now, I like this movie. Um, the parts that I don't like are not because Sam Raimi decided to do something a little bit different with the MCU. That nowhere in my criticisms are is any form a judgment on this film. I think that it was great that what's it called that Marvel wanted Raimi to do that allowed Raimi to do something a little different and basically let him make a Sam Raimi film, because there's a lot of elements in here where it's like, the transitions and the editing where it's like it's just fucking Sam Raimi, and it's like that's cool and all. I'm glad that the Disney allowed a director to direct instead of some of these entries where I felt like they feel like corporate they feel like corporate created films, whereas this one does feel like there's a style behind it, which I applaud Raimi, and I applaud what's it called Marvel Studios for allowing Raimi to do that. um this movie has had a while to sit with me, and I like it, but there's a lot of problems there. I think that the pacing is horrendous in the second act and third act, where it just absolutely loses every ounce of its steam in the third, and kind of rushes to end itself. I think some choices within the film are a little um, flat. Some of them are just honestly kind of disrespectful, and kind of shows that like Michael Waldron or Sam Raimi didn't pay attention to WandaVision. And yeah, I don't know, man. I think the film, it's just overall it's okay. It's to me it's just okay. Brad, what is your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
I thought this movie sucked. Like, it's slow. The fact they went with Scarlet Witch as the main, villain, stupid to me. Like, you've had her a hero this whole time, and then you make her a villain, and
Yeah,
and not just like lead us like into it, just like she's a villain. Okay, sure.
yeah,
Which, I mean, they leave off at WandaVision. You kind of get like a glimpse of it, but you only get a glimpse, and then it's just like she's a villain now. Fucking deal with it. Okay, sure. And honestly, she's not that great of a villain. I'm sorry. That's what we always come back to MCU being is they can never get their villains right. They've gotten it right like twice.
yeah,
One being Killmonger and the other being, I don't know, Thanos. Fuck. But yeah, the pacing's all over the place. I like the actress for America Chavez, but
Zochi,
I don't care much about that character because they move so fast through this film. They don't
yeah,
allow me to care for this character. Every time like I get a glimpse of this character, she opens up a star-shaped wormhole and is gone. And they keep jumping from place to place to place, and it's just a rushed mess of a film. That's what this
yeah.
is. And honestly, I love the first Doctor Strange,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
me
think I
too.
think this would have been better under the direction of Scott Derrickson and the way they went about this, and them making the choice to have Scarlet Witch as the villain in this was poor judgment.
It's just poor judgment, and it's like also like, did y'all not watch WandaVision? Like, Wanda isn't a villain in
No,
WandaVision.
Wanda's a broken woman for sure. It's not a villain.
Yeah, it's like she's not a villain. She's not. She's also not really a. It's more of like that nice middle ground, which is what allows us to kind of sympathize and like be able to connect a lot with Wanda. And then here it's like you kind of strip all of that agency away, and we feel like, wow, you made me care even less about this character that I loved the last time I saw her.
Yeah, Like
Um,
WandaVision wasn't perfect in any sense.
no,
Probably one of the my least favorite of the MCU,
but it got its portrayal of
television.
Wanda so
I
well.
mean, yeah, it did. Like Wanda and that wasn't the issue for that show.
Yeah.
Like there were other fucking issues with that show. But no, they got Wanda's portrayal and her love for Vision. And this is just like she's just like really focused on getting to her imaginary kids.
Yeah, and I
Okay?
kind of don't like how they weaponize motherhood in this film.
No. And then she finally gets to the kids and what breaks her is the kids are afraid of her. So it's just like, well, this was like, you know, boring.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry. I just this film did not do it for me. And I think it may be because I hold the first Doctor Strange in such high regard for that film
mhm.
of just how good it is. And then they put this out there. It's like if they handed me Venom. This is what like you give me like you have the Winter Soldier and then you give me Venom. It's just like no. Like I don't want it.
Yeah, so and then there's, it's I got to say like there's a lot of things that I really do like about this film. That fight, the what's it called? The fight with the music notes. That was the coolest
That was
shit.
kind of cool. Yeah.
That was like
Don't get me
cool.
wrong. There's cool
Yeah,
parts in
that
this
was
film,
cool.
but
Yeah.
this is just a mess of a film, and it's like they
Yeah.
wrote a bunch of shit, and they're like, okay, we're gonna stick it here, 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 and we're just gonna have them jump through a fucking portal in order to get there, and
Yeah.
it doesn't mesh well. Although I give it to them, it was dope seeing Charles Xavier, especially with that the X-Men original fucking cartoon music in the background
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah, like legit,
Yeah.
do it again. Thank you. But then they go and kill him and
They
they
do, yeah, they
kill
wipe everybody out.
everyone.
And it's
What the
like
fuck?
I feel like that's kind of like this obsession. For a while these films have had the obsession of kind of reminding us like, oh, these are the consequences of Endgame. These are the consequences of Endgame. And like that's been something that's been kind of like been hammered into us like constantly.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt like that was a saying like, don't forget this is the multiverse. These are variants. Like, don't forget these people aren't gonna be the same people in another universe. It's like we get it. We
Yeah.
get it. Like,
Totally understand that.
but like
But at the same time, you're still killing, you know, Charles Xavier. You're still
it's like
killing,
Reed Richards,
yeah, Reed Richards.
Black Bolt.
You're still killing all these like characters we know and love, and it's just like, why? What was the point? Like, because that you did that, and you didn't like that wasn't like to get any emotion. You didn't get any emotion from me other than confusion, which is this
Yeah.
whole fucking film.
And I very much like the effects and stuff. I think they still you were able to keep it on par with the effects from the first film. The music from Danny Elfman is fantastic as always, but I mean that's the goat, bro. That's Danny Elfman, man. He never disappoints with his scores.
Nope.
But there's just a lot that in this film that I just constantly have to kind of like sit back and I'm like, that really doesn't work for me. But like the first half, I'm so entertained, and then in the second act, I'm just like even more confused. And it's you know overall, it's like not the worst thing I've seen this year, but it's also like not that great of a movie that I've seen
No,
this year.
it's like they took all the bad shit from What If and stuck it in this movie.
Yeah, and it's like like here's what we want to remind you, like this expansive universe that we have. We want to remind you that like
Yeah, like,
all these characters can show up, and it's just like,
and
but
that's
why does it matter? Tell me why it matters. Tell
well,
me
and
why I should care about these characters.
exactly, and like, yeah, cool, Zombie Strange, whatever. But you just threw it in there. You just threw in a bunch of stuff into a pot and hoped it tasted good, and it
Yeah,
didn't. It tasted sour, and I'm going home with with
yeah,
the upset stomach. That's all this film did for me. Is just it kind of upset me, and
yeah,
that they could have done something really great with this that we've seen them be able to do, and
yeah.
they just threw a bunch of stuff together and hoping it worked, and we all bought a ticket.
Part of me wishes that they would have kept Scott Derrickson and continued on with kind of like what he wanted. He wanted to do like a straight up horror film. He wanted to do horror Doctor Strange. He wanted to bring in Nightmare. He wanted to. I feel like, of course, I think Derrickson got a little bit too ahead of himself and forgot who he's actually working for, and that they were gonna let him play that much.
House of the
Then you,
Mouse.
yeah, you need someone like Sam Raimi who's gonna bring some style, but he's still able to say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Don't worry, what's it called? Don't worry, I'm gonna do that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna stray this far from the path of what you're giving me to
But
do. But
but we like for all the television shows of
yeah,
the MCU, we love them most when they take risks.
yeah,
And
and
this
yeah,
wasn't a risk. This was just a amalgamation of just random shit and hoping it worked.
yeah. Um, Overall, I think that it's. Wait, let me see. Where does this rank actually? So for the year, I currently have it at number 31, right below Sundance documentary I watched that was called "A House Made of Splinters," and above another Sundance documentary I watched called "Midwives," which Midwives was good, but it also kind of it kind of lost me in the middle of its like really odd second act as well.
Hmm.
Whereas in the MCU, this lands at number 17, right below Captain America: The First Avenger and right above Hawkeye. So, and if you're talking about films, this is right above Spider-Man: Far From Home, which at least in this one, I seem to enjoy part of it. Whereas in Far From Home, I'm just like, yeah, this isn't working for me at all. Um, I did want to ask Brad, how did you feel about the decision that like that Wanda is dead? Like, I feel if Wanda's dead, like we're just gonna get another variant to come in, and that's who's gonna be
That's
with.
the thing is there was a whole nother Wanda in the movie, so
Yeah,
like that's why I like nothing in this really sticks. Like whatever happens in this is just happening in this universe, and they'll just move on to another universe.
yeah. And sadly, I feel like that's so. I think that Feige had like gone on the record saying that a lot of things feel confusing right now. Um, I feel like a lot of that is because of the pandemic shifted a lot of productions, and obviously the story that they had planned to kind of
Yeah,
like
didn't come
start
up.
didn't go as planned. They had something planned that had to get shuffled around, and they didn't know how to like accurately get it ready to be told. So I think he said that like come the Marvels next year that we're really gonna start to see what we're kind of building towards in this phase. And I think that's still like not a valid excuse as to why you're giving us poor storytelling, but that's I mean I'm interested to see what we do in Thor: Love and Thunder. That trailer actually had me quite
That
excited.
actually looks good. Yeah,
Yeah, like that actually like somebody who didn't like Thor Ragnarok, I watched that trailer and I was like, oh shit, like this looks interesting. This looks like I really want to see this. I want to see what Christian Bale brings to the role. Um, but overall, I guess I'll just end it. I liked Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I don't love it, and I don't necessarily don't like it, but I think it's just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a God. I know that on my article I gave it a 6.5. I'm actually gonna go for a 5.5 out of 10 here. Brad, what are you gonna go ahead and give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
3 out of 10.
All right, Brad. So I expect when we do our nominations at the end for South Texas Film Critics Association,
It's not gonna be on there.
this is not going to be in your 10.
No, no,
Oh
it's
man,
not. It just
unless it creeps in for special effects, right?
it's probably not even that.
Oh man, because you have a lot of categories, Brad.
Yeah,
Does it
this this movie doesn't deserve any awards. This movie is just a jumbled mess.
You heard it from the man himself. I what's it called? That is our review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Next week we're gonna do. It's gonna look a little different. We're actually gonna get ready to do our mini pods throughout the week, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers because I should be leaving on Thursday. So I'm gonna cross my fingers that we can actually pre-record Beethoven, and I'm gonna just have it set so it can play on this Twitch and on the YouTube. So hopefully, crossing my fingers that we can do that, and we'll have Portrait of a Lady on Fire for y'all on Monday, and then Beethoven will go live on Thursday, but it'll hopefully be a pre-recorded stream. So if that works out well, it's gonna go out well, great. If it doesn't, we might have to the following week do two in that week, and it'll be Beethoven and I believe Dodes Caden or Scanners. I think Scanners is the next one that's actually not that long, so we can do Scanners.
Okay.
Scanners is an hour and 30 some. No, yeah, an hour and 30 some. Well, it's Cronenberg time.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're all pretty short except for
Dodes
Kurosawa.
Caden, yeah. Dodes Caden and Tree of Life
Okay.
are the longer ones, which honestly we'll probably leave it to their own week so that way we have enough time to be able to watch them.
Yep.
But of course, y'all, we're not done. We're not done here in the year. What's it called? We still got a lot. So we got a lot of movies that we can talk about. But hopefully, you all enjoyed this podcast and enjoyed our review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Please don't hate us, y'all. This is, of course, our opinion. If you like the movie, congrats to you. I'm glad that you were able to find something in it that you enjoyed and you loved. I know that Kylie told me this is like one of her favorite MCU films, which I applaud. Kylie, I'm happy that this is one that you like a lot. I, it didn't do for me what like Shang-Chi did for me, what Black Panther, Homecoming, and all those did for me. But
I chose on right at the end there.
Chillzone right at the end. What's up, Chillzone?
What up, Chosen?
But of course, we want to thank our Patreon supporters who make this show happen, along with all of the wonderful people who are on there. Patreon.com/nerdcore. Choose your tier, and you help us out a lot here by making things happen. We have a lot of cool stuff that we do for you on Patreon, so make sure you go check that out. Patreon.com/nerdcore for tiers as low as $1. We want to thank our executive producer Shane. Where can they find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_, or go buy something from the Suppy God at Prison City Vintage in Illinois.
Yeah, of course. And go and check that out, Crest Hill, Illinois. All right, Chillzone. We'll see you in a bit. So of course, Brad, it's been a wonderful time. We'll see them tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, Brad. Actually, your thing came in at a great time, Brad. 'Cause tomorrow I'm going to my uncle's house.
But
So
actually, I was wrong about the date. It's actually Saturday. Sorry.
all right, cool. Miss Marvel will be postponed for next week now. Actually, no, because next week I'm gonna be home and I won't be back here until like possibly Saturday night or I don't.
Could we
Look,
do
we'll
could we
keep it
do a
by ear.
combined Miss Marvel and the
And the
boys on
boys.
Sunday?
Sure. I mean, we do have a lot to talk. So I guess Sunday, there's no chitter chatter and going off three
No,
different
we just go
subjects at the
straight
same
Miss
time.
Marvel, the boys.
Boys, all right.
We
So
don't
we'll
get them
do
mixed
that.
up.
No going off on three different tangents and everybody can like bring up what movie they saw last month. No,
Yeah.
what's it called? We are gonna go straight in for Miss Marvel and the boys. So
The boys.
it'll just be a special review roundup. But yeah, because tomorrow's the last episode of the boys. So
Yep.
yeah, cool, Brad. We'll see you guys on Sunday now. Tomorrow,
Sorry.
High Flyer Radio should be live. I think Aiden is gonna do it by himself or have somebody come on. Hopefully, because I'm gonna be at my uncle's house. But in the meantime, it's been a lot of fun. Brad, you want to send them out?
All right, Roll. Thank you for being host as always. Thank all those who joined us in chat. Thank all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this, I'll just say I quite loved Far From Home, so I don't know what he's talking about. Young Yoda out.
Man, fuck off, Brad.